What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Official Gearhead, and today we are back with a Tech Tip Tuesday. Although it's not really a tech tip, it's more like a experimental tech. Tech experimental. Experimental tip? No. Anyway, it's a thing for the problems with the stuff. Okay? We have the beloved Monte Carlo here, and Monte Carlo has new valve covers recently. However, it's been using a little bit of oil. So I guess this is kind of a tech tip. We'll have to take an adventure over to the corner of the garage. Please do not look at this. That is for another video, okay? Don't judge, don't look, can't see it. You see the valve covers there. Those are the old ones. And if you look at how shallow they are, and I might be able to get back here for you. Under these is a baffling system. Now what this baffling system does is it prevents oil from getting sucked up into the PCV system and or pushed out of the breather, because on both sides of the valve cover you have a hole. Oop, can't show that yet, can't show it yet. You have a breather there and a PCV valve over there, and they work together. One sucks in fresh air, the other one sucks into the carburetor, and yada yada yada. We've having some oil consumption issues because the baffles in these valve covers suck. They're not good. They're basically non-existent. They're two plates screwed on to the valve covers to block direct path of oil. They don't stop any type of vapors. So we're gonna try a little bit of an experiment today, which I will bring you in and show you, which you probably already saw, and that is we are going to try that guy. Now, if you don't know what that guy is really supposed to be that guy, which is a fuel filter. The problem with these fuel filters is, one, they have plastic fittings that screw in, and they're glass. Now, I don't know about you, but if you ever watch glass hit something, it tends to break. And when you have fuel pumping in at 6 pounds a square inch, or I think mine is like a lot of gallons a minute, you're gonna have problems that will mostly involve fire, okay? So we're not gonna use that for fuel, but what we can use it for is a vapor filter for the PCV system. Now, what is a PCV valve and how does it work? Well, this is a PCV valve. What that does, it sucks the hydrocarbons or blow-by vapors from the engine, sucks it up, and puts it into the carburetor. Now, the carburetor is actually doing the suction through this hose. What happens is, if the baffles behind here that I showed you on the other valve covers aren't sufficient, it will suck oil directly in here and into the carburetor, and it will use oil from the engine. You following me? It's not good, okay? Just know it's not good. I'm curious as to how much this is actually coming out of my PCV system, or if I have an engine problem, it's blowing out the back tailpipe. Now, I have no signs of that. I have nothing to alarm me that that's happening. But I am using about a quart of oil every 1,000 miles. It's normal, I know. It's not normal, okay? This engine is pretty sound, it is pretty tight. However, maybe we gotta rebuild it. Better? Bigger? Faster? Yes. But I'm not gonna do that unless I have to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this guy, not as a fuel filter, but as a vapor filter. What this should do in theory is this should catch any oil vapors coming out of the PCV valve. If there's oil inside this sight glass or collected around that filter there, we know the engine is burning oil through the PCV valve, and the valve covers are not sufficient enough, and we're gonna have to go a different route with the valve covers, which sucks because it kind of matched the whole outfit going on here. But I have another plan for them. So if they are bad, I'm not overly upset. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna take the PCV valve, we're gonna leave it with the filter on there for about a week, drive it around and see if you have any residual oil in there. If we do, good. If we don't, bigger problems might require a rebuild again. But that's okay. So, not a tech tip, but we will be back next week to show you the results. And I guess you got kind of a tech tip. You got to learn what a PCV valve was if you didn't know. Until next week, guys, we will see you then.